Welcome back to another video and welcome back to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time in my channel, hi, my name is Onyeka, and if you're returning, thank you very much for returning. In this video, I'm going to be answering some questions that I was asked. I asked some questions in my YouTube community, asking you guys to ask me any question concerning my immigration to Canada, everything about how I came into Canada as a student, and I got some questions. I'm just going to go ahead and answer all of the questions right here and now. So without further ado, let's just head right into the video. So the first question I got was, I'm just read out the questions without calling out anyone's name so I don't get to mispronounce anyone's name. Okay, the person asked, hey girl, Canada is really doing good on you, because share with us your admission process and requirements, and please, are there really schools that do not require an English proficiency? First of all, my admission process and requirements, I already made a video on that. I'm going to leave the link down below, or I'll leave it somewhere around here. If you haven't watched it, I mentioned everything concerning my admission process. I mentioned documents I submitted for my visa application. I mentioned basically most of the things you will need to know concerning your admission process in Canada. And the admission process is not even that big of a deal. The main deal is actually in your visa application. Like, you can get your admission in a week. The process won't even last up to 1 month. So there's really nothing to say about the admission process. The visa process is the real deal. But I mentioned all that in that video. Please be sure to watch it. And then, are there really schools that do not require an English proficiency? Yes, there are schools that do not require an English proficiency. If the first language is English, then the school won't require an English proficiency for you. But be sure to check out the school's website for information concerning anything about English proficiency or general information you would love to know about the school you are planning to get an admission on. So for my school, they left information concerning that in the school's website. Any school you want to apply to, please be sure to check out their requirements on their portal. Everything concerning the requirements is always in the portal of the school you are planning or you want to apply to. Secondly, this person said, please find out for us that are still starting the process. What do you mean by still starting the process? I don't understand. Find out what exactly? I would love to know about what you mean. I don't really get what you mean. The third person said, documents you submitted when applying for visa. All the documents I submitted when applying for my visa, I mentioned that in the video I made as well, so be sure to check it out. Every document I submitted or I used to apply for my visa, I mentioned it in that video, so be sure to check it out. Okay, next question is, please, the address of the hospital you did your medicals. I did my medicals in Abuja, and it was in IOM, International Organization for Migration. It's located in Asokoro, if I'm not mistaken. It's located in Asokoro. You can only do your medicals in 2 different hospitals. Either you do in IOM or you do in one other hospital. I've forgotten the name. I'm going to leave the name of the hospital on the screen. But you can only do your medicals in 2 hospitals. It's either you're doing it in IOM or you're doing it in that other hospital. I'm going to find out and leave their name on the screen. How much was in your statement of account? Because that's another important side. How much do you have as proof of funds? This question is quite personal, so I'm not going to give you like the exact amount I had in as my proof of funds. But the right amount for your visa application is your school fees plus 10,000 Canadian dollars. So if your school fees is 5,000 Canadian dollars, you now add 10,000 Canadian dollars. Those ones are what you're going to present as like your feeding, transportation, the money that will be you used to take care of yourself throughout your studies in Canada and all those things. So it's more like your school fees plus 10,000 Canadian dollars. Please, can both of us talk on social media you are comfortable with to ask more questions about the agent? My social media handle, I always leave it down below. I always leave it in the description box down below, and I always leave it on the screen I am also going to leave it here on this video. You can go ahead and follow me. If you have any questions to ask, send me a message if you want to. You can also send me a message on Facebook. But the thing about Facebook, I'm not so active, so I might take a little time replying your messages on Facebook. I am more active on Instagram than on Facebook. Feel free to send me messages on Instagram and I'll be reply you as soon as I can, because most of the time if I don't reply, just know I'm busy. So if you have any questions to ask me about visa process or anything I've mentioned in this video, or anything you want to clarify about your own process, please be sure to ask me on Instagram. Is it possible to get a template? This person is talking about my statement of purpose that I read out. Getting a template, I don't know if it's possible to give you a template, because the template I use, I can't find it. But if I'm to find it, I will be sure to make a video on that if that is what you want. But for now, I can't find the template I used in writing my statement of purpose. I'll try and search for it. If I see it, then that's fine. So this next person asked, since your dad was your sponsor, did you have to submit your bank statement or just your dad? Okay, so my dad was my sponsor and I made it known to the visa officer that my dad was going to sponsor me. If I am telling the visa officer my dad was going to sponsor me, I should be able to prove that my dad is my sponsor. And how am I able to prove that? By showing the visa officer my dad's statement of account. So it's just that simple. For everything you are writing in your statement of purpose, there should be a proof. If not, anyone can just come up with anything and write, as anybody can say my uncle is my sponsor or my dad is the sponsor. If you don't have a proof, then I think it doesn't make sense. And secondly, I did not have to submit my own statement of account, because I'm already telling my visa officer, or I'm already telling the visa officer, that my dad is going to take care of me. He's going to take full responsibility for my tuition and my stay in Canada. So I didn't submit my own statement of account. But if you feel the need to submit your own statement of account, then feel free. You should do that. I don't think it's a problem if you submit your own and your dad's own. But I didn't do that because I already said my dad was going to be my sponsor, so I didn't see the need to do that. Now the next question is, please, was the fees you paid more than 5,000 Canadian dollars? Yeah, for my whole tuition for 1 year, it's over 15,000 Canadian dollars, but for one semester it was 8,000 and something Canadian dollars. So my school required me to pay like first semester tuition, so I paid 8,000 and something Canadian dollars for the first semester tuition. Next question is, hey babe, how long was your application before you were granted visa? I made a video on this, but I'm just going to go ahead and say this. I logged in my application on the 20th of April. I think on the 16th or 20th of April, I got a request to go for my medicals on the 20th of August. I got a request from IRCC in August, but I don't know if it's 20th exactly, but I got it in August. Then the next request I got for my passport was in September. So in total, I'm going to say like 4 to 5 months. You just have to be very patient. You see, this Canadian journey, you and patience, people are going to be best friends, because if you're not patient, you can lose it. Like, you might actually lose it for real. So you just have to be very, very patient and look for distractions. Look for things once you've logged in your application, just look for things that is going to be distracting you, because if you keep thinking about your application, you might just lose it. Take it from me, because I almost lost it. That's why I didn't lose it. I think I lost it at the point. So 4 to 5 months, yes. So this is basically most of the questions I got from you guys. I'm sure I have answered every question I was asked. If you think you have, or if you have any other question to ask me concerning the visa application, please feel free to send me messages on my social media platform. Please send on Instagram. Instagram is faster. Like, I am mostly on Instagram more than Facebook, so you can send on Instagram, and whenever I am free, I'll be sure to answer any of your questions. we have come to the end of this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. If you have any question, leave it down below, and I will be right there in the comment section to answer all of your questions. So until then, bye guys.